Good Friday morning, Your Excellency, Mr. Warawut Silapa Acha, Minister of Industry, Mr. Victor Chung, CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand, distinguished leaders from the government, public-private sectors, speakers, panelists, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hani Cholapansa Narula, very honored to be here as your host, and on behalf of Delta Electronics Thailand, a very warm welcome to the Delta Future Industry Summit 2026, which this year is held under the theme of Advancing Thailand's Infrastructure for AI and Electrification Evolution. As you know, that demand for AI continues to grow. The next phase for Thailand's development will depend on how effectively digital technologies are integrated with efficient and also sustainable energy systems. So today's summit brings together leaders across sectors to help connect, to exchange ideas, and to explore emerging opportunities for collaboration. And throughout the day, we do have special keynotes, special addresses, and also 2 panel discussions, which will be revolving around the issue of AI, energy, and also industrial development. And we'd also like to encourage your participation throughout the summit, especially in the live polls that will be coming up. There'll be a QR code on the screen, so all you have to do is scan, and we'd like to see what you think on various issues that matters when it comes to developing the AI infrastructure in the country. Now, also we have live Q&As. After the panel discussions, we'll provide the opportunity for you to ask your questions. So if you do have any, do scan the QR on your badges and type in the question, submit anytime, and of course, we will help clarify your doubts. So to begin, ladies and gentlemen, how about we start with the first live poll of the day? And this is the question. I hope you're already in the system. The question is, what should be Thailand's top priority in preparing its infrastructure for the AI and electrification era? So there are 4 multiple choices. All you have to do is select whatever resonates with you. And we have choices from reliable and sustainable energy, digital infrastructure, smart automation, skilled workforce, and supportive policies. The numbers are moving, so I'll give you a couple of moments to see where we are and what is going to be the top priority in the minds of the audience. It looks like the reliable and sustainable energy resonates with the room right now. Oops, no, it's actually skilled workforce and supportive policies. So how about we wait for a couple more seconds to see the final results. Shall we? Okay, so here are the results. Reliable and sustainable energy with 42. That was 41.67%. Anyway, so thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. This is just the first poll. We have 3 more coming up throughout the summit. And with that, let's now hear from Delta's perspective. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to invite Mr. Victor Chung, the Chief Executive Officer of Delta Electronics Thailand, to deliver the welcoming remarks under the theme, Advancing Thailand's Infrastructure for AI and Electrification Evolution. A big round of applause, please, to welcome the CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand.
สวัสดีครับ Honorable Your Excellency, Minister of Industry, Mr. Waru Silapacha, and honored guests, and all the participants today. Today, we're talking about the infrastructure question of how Thailand's biggest 2 opportunities. One concerns AI, and the other one concerns electrification. And how do we explore the opportunity and keep both trends to grow with us together? First of all, 2 things, as I mentioned, happening in the world as well as in Thailand at once. AI computer demand is increasing double rate every year. And the need for mobility such as EV, building infrastructure or automation, manufacturing more automation are all developing this electrification trend very fast. Both now happening at the same time. and how do we produce and retain resources that are reliable, efficient, and hopefully clean and renewable will be the challenge. AI computing are growing very fast, doubling twice about every year. Hyperscale operators this year alone is investing tremendous amount of money, combined probably over $600 billion US now. And this trend continues to grow, seems without stop. Momentum is very, very strong. And this has created a tremendous demand pressure on the supply chain. Some of the commodities already have seen lead time up to 40 weeks and even longer. And the problem is not only IC. Chip, of course, is one of the main gating item. But every data center, every data rack that we add to support AI compute just take up that much demand in terms of resources and material. So power now generated at one end goes through the grid, and if it's renewable and hopefully renewable, how do we make this reliable and also use efficiently and then deliver very precisely at the user end onto the chips? And this is a challenge, and it becomes ever more demanding. And this is one area where Delta is good at, from end to end, from grid to chip, is where our strength really lies on. And we hope to support industry growth in every aspect we can. And the Thailand's position in this hardware, chip is not the only challenge. We have seen electricity, cooling, optic, and networking, storage, all poses some challenge and bottleneck. And Thailand already has a strong footprint in manufacturing capacity and involved in many of these products across the board. I think the June publication of World Bank actually ranked Korea, Taiwan, Malaysia, and Thailand as the four very most strong AI exporter of equipment to support the industry. So we have already seen Thailand having this good footprint, and Thailand's strength across these various areas from power, cooling, and optics gives it a very strong foothold to participate in this industry. And AI itself, although uses a lot of energy and sometimes become the focus of blame for taking up a lot of resources, it also helps to manage a lot of these problems. For example, AI can forecast green power up to 95% accuracy with all the long-term weather data database to manage it, can control traffic and reduce carbon emission by perhaps 2.7 million tons a year in Thailand alone. And for smart building, control and forecast these energy consumption and improve the efficiency by up to 25%. So all these things is a benefit of AI in addition to consume this energy, but we hope this benefit will outweigh its investment and eventually become an overall benefit to all of us. And the power is right now the #1 concerns of everybody. From 2024 to 2030, we see this demand doubling basically to perhaps 950 gigawatt hours of electricity consumption. In Thailand alone, close to 3 gigawatt hours of data center pipeline are lining up for delivery, and power still is one of the major bottlenecks. And the 40% of the announced capacity is delayed, not because we cannot make the hardware, but because of the power interconnection. So hyperscaler faces these challenges, and they not only have to build data center, they also have to manage the power through power purchase agreement, or some of them go on to build their own power generation infrastructures. So the grid-to-edge infrastructure really is a challenge. Now, how do we take grid-to-edge the energy delivery to answer the fast demand? And if it's done properly and done well, we can use, for example, microgrid to increase energy resilience, energy security, and help energy supply to be even more cost effective. And this smart energy management and this smart energy infrastructure can turn these demand bottlenecks into business and commercial opportunities. But it is something that cannot be just solved by technology or business alone. I think we rely on government to establish this policy and the implementation backbone. And while the private sector brings the technology as well as solution in capital and other forms of investment. And together we need to build a reliable grid-to-edge infrastructure and include, for example, the forms of microgrid, maybe battery storage, on-site solar generation, EV charging, and many other solutions. And the robust edge-to-grid infrastructure is crucial to success, meeting the rapid demand. And then beyond these power infrastructure and supply constraints, solving this first bottleneck is necessary, but not the whole story. So to capture the overall long-term value, Thailand needs to address how it can turn investment into a lasting value with perhaps local skill development, innovation, and economic models to make a sustainable growth story. There are gains that we all wanted to have it stay in Thailand, not just the infrastructure and perhaps pass through. And building these AI talent, skill set, innovation, and also this workforce is very urgent. We need to grow these people so that they could become the supporting force to attract the investment and make this long-term value to stay in Thailand. Each of these challenges, from the AI build-up to energy issues, are opportunities, although they poses these various type of issues. Thailand can become Southeast Asia's hub for AI and attract all kinds of investment. In ascending the semiconductor value chain, Thailand's national semiconductor roadmap of 2050 already target this shift from assembly into design and also fabrication. Accelerating ecosystems through foreign manufacturing investment and also training programs so that graduate students can be trained to participate in this industry. And smart manufacturing can turn our initial base into a high value added automation-driven industry with growing base and move up these value chains overall. And applied AI can also strengthen the overall Thai economies. In addition to just AI data center, we can use these applications to promote tourism, agriculture, healthcare, beauty care, all these industry that's already quite rooted in the overall Thai economy and value chains. So AI definitely is an enabler to help to further facilitate development of these various value propositions. And hopefully 3 things we can leave with the meeting today. One is power, not necessarily just GPU and computing. It's every country's current challenges, as well as in Thailand. So the infrastructure to connect grid to IC, to the edge user, to the final destination is what turned this pressure into opportunity. And there's a shared value or goals where government sets the policy backbone and industry bringing the technology and investment to make this dream fulfilled. But speed of change is also key, as many countries are chasing the same target. So we definitely have to move fast and agile to realize these development. And finally, the price is not only build the AI data center, but to apply into various sectors of this society so that we can capture the value and retain the value here to make it a sustainable ecosystem, and then to keep this talent, keep the economy in a sustainable, positive cycle, and instead of seeing it build up once and then see the opportunity perhaps pass through. So with that, I hope today we could transparently and openly share many of the ideas and with the thought leaderships here and come to conclusions. And although Delta Electronics is the solution provider for many of the power infrastructure and cooling solutions, we hope through these exchange of ideas we can really generate genuine value for not just our company, but for the overall Thai society, and see this growth momentum sustained. Thank you very much.
A big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, for Kun Victor Chung, CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand. Thank you so much for those remarks, help setting the tone for today's summit, and also highlighting the importance of cross-sector dialogue as Thailand prepares for AI electrification. And that is what today's summit is all about, as we explore some of the important topics from energy, infrastructure, investment, to smarter and more sustainable manufacturing at the Delta Future Industry Summit 2026. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to invite His Excellency Mr. Warawut Silapa Acha, Minister of Industry, Thailand, to deliver the opening address on accelerating Thailand's competitiveness through AI and electrification evolution. A big round of applause, please, to welcome Thailand's Minister of Industry.
Mr. Victor Cheng, the Chief Executive Officer of Data Electronics Thailand, Mr. Jackie Chang, the President and Chief Operating Officer of Delta Electronics Thailand, executives from government agencies and private sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and Swadee Krap. It is my profound privilege and a great pleasure to stand before you today at the Thailand Delta Future Industry Summit 2026. This gathering represents far more than any other industry summit. It marks an important milestone, not only for Delta Electronics, but also for industrial, technological, and economic trajectory of the Kingdom of Thailand. Now, before we look forward to look towards the future, allow me to begin by extending my warmest congratulations to Delta Electronics Thailand for your extraordinary achievements. Your record-breaking performance in the first quarter of this year, marked by a remarkable 213% year-on-year surge in revenue, is nothing short of exceptional. Equally commendable is Delta's unwavering commitment to sustainability and responsible governance. Your inclusion in the prestigious Dow Jones Sustainability Indices, or DJSI, best in class for 5th consecutive year demonstrates something very important. that technological growth and environmental responsibility are not competing objectives. They can and they must advance together. Because the industrial leaders of tomorrow will not be judged only by how much they produce, but also how intelligently, how sustainably, and how responsibly they produce it. This principle becomes even more important as Thailand moves decisively towards our net zero target by 2050. Delta's relentless pursuit of excellence, therefore, does more than elevate your corporate brand. It elevates Thailand. It strengthens our credibility as a global manufacturing base, as a technology hub, and increasingly a destination for the industries of the future. Our gathering today comes at a pivotal moment. Just last week, the Royal Thai government unveiled an ambitious economic strategy designed to accelerate national growth with particular emphasis on artificial intelligence, advanced digital technologies, and green industries, all with the objectives of positioning Thailand amongst the world's top 20 most competitive economies. Our targets are clear, and they are ambitious. The AI and advanced digital technology sector, including domestic semiconductor and chip design capabilities, is projected to reach 100 billion baht by 2027. At the same time, under the Green Thailand policy championed by His Excellency the Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul, Thailand is accelerating its transition toward a low-carbon economy. This means attracting high-value, clean energy investment. It means deploying smarter electricity grids. It means expanding electric vehicle infrastructure. And it means establishing credible carbon accounting and emission trading systems so that Thai manufacturers and exporters remain competitive in an increasingly carbon-conscious global economy. The momentum is already visible. Thailand's export grew 17.6% year-on-year during the first half of 2026, driven in significant part by a 45.9% surge in technology-related shipments associated with the global AI boom. These numbers are encouraging, but numbers alone do not tell the whole story. We must also acknowledge an important structural reality. A considerable share of this technology export windfall continues to be captured by multinational production bases rather than domestic enterprises. And many high technology sectors remain heavily dependent on imported components, imported intellectual property, and highly specialized technological talent. Consequently, the benefits do not always flow deeply enough into Thai supply chains. They do not always reach our SMEs, and they certainly do not always reach the small businesses and communities that form the foundation of our economy. This is why, as we construct Thailand's high-tech future, we must make certain that no Thai is left standing outside that future. We must advance, but we must advance together, and we must remain grounded in Thailand's economic realities. Today, the service sector remains the largest contributor to Thailand's GDP, accounting for approximately 55 to 60%. Industry and manufacturing contributes approximately 25 to 30%. Agriculture, meanwhile, represents approximately 8.7% of GDP, and yet it continues to employ more than 28% of Thailand's workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, we must look far beyond that 8.7%, because agriculture is not merely another economic sector. It is a foundation of national security. Today, the world is navigating what may be described as an era of polycrisis. Geopolitical tensions are intensifying, climate volatility is increasing, populations are aging, technologies are disrupting industries at unprecedented speed, global supply chains are becoming more fragmented, and in such a turbulent international environment, food security has emerged as one of humanity's most fundamental vulnerabilities. Many nations possess enormous underground wealth, oil, gas, minerals, or other natural resources. Others dominate advanced digital platforms and technologies. But however sophisticated the world becomes, humanity still depends upon the most fundamental necessity of all, food. Thailand is uniquely blessed with what the senior chairman of CP Group, Mr. Tanin Jiravanon, once described as our oil above the ground. Our water, our fertile soil, our agricultural knowledge, and our extraordinary agricultural abundance. Unlike underground fossil fuels that requires millions of years to replenish, our oil above the ground can regenerate again and again with every single planting season and every harvest. When this natural wealth is combined with advanced food, processing technology, biotechnology, automation, logistics, and Thailand's strategic location at the heart of Southeast Asia, our country possesses the potential to become something far greater than simply a food exporter. Thailand can become a safe haven for food for the world, and that is an economic opportunity. But more importantly, it is a strategic national asset. This brings me to a concept that I believe should guide Thailand's next stage of industrial transformation. I call it AI squared. 2 AIs, 2 engines, and ultimately 1 national objective. To confront Thailand's increasingly K-shaped economy, where different groups are progressing in opposite directions. The first AI is, of course, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is rapidly becoming one of the great engines of global economic wealth. It represents the upper branch of the K-shaped economy, the businesses, technologies, industries, and enterprises capable of capturing the opportunities created by the next technological revolution. Companies such as Delta Electronics stand at the forefront of this transformation. AI presents Thailand with an unprecedented opportunity to leapfrog traditional development constraints and move into higher value industries. Advanced semiconductor packaging, thermal management, power electronics, industrial automations, data infrastructures, and eventually increasingly sophisticated chip design. But we must also recognize the limitation. Many of these industries remain heavily import dependent. Without deliberate policy intervention, their economic benefit may remain concentrated within a relatively narrow part of the economy. This is precisely why the Ministry of Industry is committed to building a deeper domestic ecosystem around these industries. Our approaches includes 4 major priorities. The first, we will leverage the comprehensive world-class service and infrastructure of the Industrial Estate Authority of Thailand, or IEAT, which today oversees a nationwide network of more than 80 industrial estates. Second, we will continue streamlining regulations, accelerating smart manufacturing adoption across industrial supply chains, and deploying AI-driven technologies to improve industrial supervision and consumer protection. And third, we will remain a careful balance between the rapid high-tech industrial expansions and the long-term security of Thailand's energy, water, environmental, and natural resources. And fourth, and perhaps most importantly, we will strengthen Thai SMEs. We must give them the skills, technology, finance, standards, and opportunities necessary to become genuine participants in AI and advanced digital supply chains. Because foreign investment is important, technology investment is important, but the true measure of industrial development is not simply how much investment enters Thailand. It is how much capability remains in Thailand, how much knowledge remains here, how many Thai suppliers move upward, how many Thai engineers become world-class, and how many Thai companies eventually become global champions themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to the second AI, the agriculture industry. If artificial intelligence represents the upper branch of the K-shaped economy, the agriculture industry must become one of the bridges that lift the lower branch upward. Because Thailand cannot accept an economy in which one part of the society races towards the future while another struggles simply to survive the present. We cannot leave behind our farmers. We cannot leave behind frontline workers. We cannot leave behind traditional retailers, and we cannot leave behind SMEs already struggling with higher costs and technological disruption. The two branches of the K must not be allowed to drift further apart. Our responsibility is to bring them close together. According to the Global Food Tech Investment Report, the investment in agricultural technology and innovation continues to accelerate rapidly, driven in part by a projected 39% increase in Asian food demand. The global agriculture market the agri-tech market is expected to exceed $500 billion by 2034. And Thailand stands directly at the gateway to that opportunity, and we must seize it. The Ministry of Industry is therefore committed to transforming traditional agriculture into high-value, technology-driven agri-food and agri-tech industries. Our strategic focus includes biotechnology, novel foods, medical substances, precision agriculture, advanced food processing, and smart agricultural manufacturing. By integrating IoT, artificial intelligence, automation, and robotics, we can fundamentally change the economics of Thai agriculture. We can increase productivity, reduce waste, reduce energy consumption, improve traceability, increase product value, and most importantly, increase the income generated from every rai of Thai agricultural land. Now, to accelerate this transformation, we are developing high-value agro-industry estates in strategic locations, supported by complete supply chain, logistics, processing, and innovation systems, ecosystems. Sustainability must also stand at the center of this strategy. Today, AI, satellite technologies, sensors, and electrification allow us to measure greenhouse gas reductions in agriculture with far greater precision. This creates another extraordinary opportunity. Agriculture can become not only a source of food, but also a source of carbon value. Through credible measurement systems, emission reductions can potentially generate high-quality carbon credits eligible as internationally transferred mitigation outcomes, or ITMOs, under Article 6.2 of the Paris Agreement. A powerful example is Varuna, Thailand, a pioneering domestic technology startup applying AI to carbon credit management through alternate wetting and drying rice farming system, with the potential to generate up to 1 million ITMOs by 2030. This is what the future of Thai agriculture can look like. A farmer producing rice, technology measuring carbon, industry processing agricultural output, digital systems certifying sustainability, and global markets paying not only for the product, but also for the environmental value created in producing it. This is where Thailand 2 AIs converge. Artificial intelligence meeting agriculture in agriculture industry. Technology meeting the land. Innovation meeting opportunity. And the upper branch of the K-shaped economy helping to lift the lower branch upward. Now, at this juncture, I therefore invite Delta Electronics and our fellow investors with your world-class expertise in power electronics, industrial automation, smart infrastructure, IoT hardware, and intelligent software to deepen your investment in these emerging sectors. Not simply because they represent growing markets, but because they represent what I believe is one of Thailand's greatest area of endless opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand's successful transition into the era of AI, electrification, and intelligent industry cannot be achieved by government alone, nor can it be achieved by the private sector acting in isolation. Industrial transformation demands partnership. Government must create environment. Industry must bring innovation. Universities must develop knowledge. Entrepreneurs must challenge convention, and our workforce must be empowered with the skills to participate in the future we are creating. Our own history of cooperation demonstrates what such partnerships can achieve. The collaboration between the Ministry of Industry through the Department of Industrial Promotion, or DPROM, and Delta Electronics Thailand is an excellent example. The DPROM X Delta Angel Fund has supported and nurtured 237 startups, generating economic value exceeding 1 billion baht. This is more than an investment program. It is proof that when government and industry work together with a common purpose, we can transform ideas into businesses, entrepreneurs into employers, and innovation into tangible economic value. And today, the Thailand Delta Future Industry Summit 2026 gives us another opportunity to take that partnership even further. I am confident that the discussions, connections, and partnerships forged here today will generate new ideas, accelerate investment, and advance the practical deployment of intelligent technologies throughout Thailand's economy. But let us remember, the future of industry is not simply about smarter factories. It is about a smarter nation. It is not about producing more, but it is about creating more value. It is not simply about attracting technology. It is about mastering the technology. And it is not simply about economic growth, but it is about ensuring that the prosperity created by that growth reaches our businesses, our workers, our farmers, our communities, and ultimately every generation of Thai people. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand stands today at the threshold of a new industrial era. On one side stands artificial intelligence, the technology that may define productivity, manufacturing, and economic power in the 21st century. On the other stands the agriculture industry, the enduring strength of our land, our people, and our national heritage. AI and AI, artificial intelligence and agriculture industry. One represents the industries of tomorrow, the other represents the foundation that has sustained Thailand for generations. Our mission is not to choose between either one of them. Our mission is to unite them, to connect our factories with our farms, to connect global investment with Thai enterprise, to connect advanced technology with human opportunity, and to connect economic growth with sustainability and shared prosperity. If we succeed, Thailand will not merely participate in the next industrial revolution. Thailand will help shaping it. We will not simply manufacture technologies designed elsewhere. We will innovate here. We will not simply export products. We will export knowledge, solutions, sustainability, and value. And we will build a Thailand where technology does not widen the divide between those who have and those who have not, but becomes the bridge that brings our people forward together. That is the Thailand we must build. A Thailand that is competitive, a Thailand that is innovative, a Thailand that is sustainable, a Thailand where no one is left behind, and a Thailand ready not merely to face the future, but to lead it. Once again, I congratulate Delta Electronics Thailand on your remarkable achievements. Your success strengthens Thailand. Your investment demonstrates confidence in Thailand. And your vision helps inspire the future of Thai industries. Ladies and gentlemen, the future does not wait for nations to prepare. The future belongs to nations courageous enough to build it. So let us build it together here in Thailand, starting today. And with that, It is my great honor and pleasure to officially declare the Thailand Delta Future Industry Summit 2026 open. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
Khop Kun Ka. Big round of applause, please, for the Minister of Industry, His Excellency Mr. Varawut Silapa Acha. Thank you very much for sharing your visions and thought leadership with us on this very important topic. Please kindly remain on stage. Up next, we'll be presenting a special token appreciation to our guest of honor for his time and kindness of being here. His Excellency has reiterated how AI and electrification can strengthen Thailand's competitiveness and support sustainable growth. And without further ado, I'd like to call upon to the stage Mr. Victor Chung, CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand, to please kindly present the special souvenir to His Excellency Mr. Varawut Silapa Acha. Please. His Excellency has highlighted a number of key factors, but what we heard is that transformation goes beyond technology alone, ladies and gentlemen. It's about building the capabilities, smarter infrastructure, and partnerships that will allow Thailand, the industries to adapt, innovate, and to thrive. Please kindly remain on stage. Up next, we have a picture opportunity. And without further ado, I'd like to call upon the advisor to the Minister of Industry, Kun Asadaporn Kraipanun, to please kindly join us. Mr. Jackie Chang, President and Chief Operating Officer of Delta Electronics Thailand. Mr. Jason Yuan, President of Delta Electronics Southeast Asia and Oceania. We have 3 photo sessions coming up, and this is the second picture moment as we mark the opening of Delta Future Industry Summit 2026. Right here in the city of Bangkok, we see the government's commitment to advancing the future through AI, electrification, and sustainable industrial development. And next, may I invite our distinguished speakers and panelists to join us on stage for a group photo session, please. Ladies and gentlemen, today's gathering, as you will see, reflects the breadth of expertise represented here at the Delta Future Industry Summit 2026. We have leaders from across governments, the Thai government, industry, technology, energy, and finance, all bringing different perspectives to the conversations we'll be having this morning. So the summit itself is a chance to exchange ideas, to make new connections, and to explore future partnerships wherever that takes us. Kindly hold for just a moment for the photographers as we mark this moment celebrating the official opening of Delta Future Industry Summit 2026. What we see on stage represents the ecosystem behind Thailand's next phase of industrial development. And of course, in order to move forward, to grow, to thrive, the entire ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen, will have to play their part into translating transformation into real opportunities. And I believe that we have the best shot already. How about a big round of applause, please, to thank our guest of honor, His Excellency, Minister of Industry. We'd like to thank the CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand, our executives, and also our esteemed panelists and speakers. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, our official photographer says we need a few more, just in case. Just in case. And thumbs up. And don't forget to smile. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we have another live poll to see what do you think on how organizations in Thailand are preparing for the next era of AI. And that was a great shot. Once again, how about another round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much. Thank you. And as mentioned, before we move on to our next special segment, there is a live poll So the QR code will now pop up on the screen. Please have your phones ready. I hope you've already scanned. And the question is, what is the biggest challenge organizations in Thailand faces in preparing for the next era of AI? 4 choices: insufficient computing and data infrastructure, high energy demand and operating costs, AI talent, data, and strategy. So it's time to have your say. It's time to vote and see what you think. It's going to take a couple of moments here. Is it going to be high energy demand and operating costs? Or is it going to be AI talent, data and strategy? The results are coming in. We will soon find out what is the top of the mind for organizations today. All right, so it looks like it's going to be high energy demand and operating costs. Thank you very much for your participation. Okay, now proceeding to the next segment of our program. To deliver our first special address of the day, it is my absolute honor to welcome a leader from one of the world's most innovative technology companies. Please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Etikan Kandasamy Karupia, Director and Technologist for Asia Pacific South at NVIDIA, who will give us an exclusive look powering the next era of AI infrastructure in Thailand. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Swarika. It's a good pleasure to be here to share with you the journey. I think the minister and the leadership from Delta has actually shared clearly the vision of AI for Thailand. He talked about K economy, how one part of the economy which is driven by technology of AI, and the other one, what he aspires to bring in the agriculture, industrial space, how we can bring it together. I think the challenge is how we can work together, bring that as a parallel growth for Thailand. And I'm going to share with you why and how NVIDIA empowers every nation in the world, including Thailand, to embrace AI, to transform the country. And AI is very, very important. And in order to bring AI to the entire nation, to the SMEs, to the businesses, to the developers, to the farmers, to the fishermen and so forth, the country need to invest in the next generation infrastructure. That's why NVIDIA strongly believes the partners of NVIDIA, the ecosystem of NVIDIA is very, very critical, including Delta. So I'm going to share with you why this is once in a lifetime opportunity. AI is once in a lifetime opportunity where every nation need to embrace and use this technology to transform the country. Now, what we have seen is AI has been changing in the last couple of years in a high speed. Today, the generative AI, which is able to generate content by itself, whether it is a text, video, or audio, has gone to the next level, what we call agentic scaling. Agentic scaling means agents are talking to agents to each other. All of us today are having our own agents to do some kind of a work. It could help us to take notes. It could help us to translate our meeting minutes, summarize it, get it ready, and help us to communicate to the others. So all these tasks are done by agents. These agents runs in a specific infrastructure, which is AI factory. Now, as we see these agents are growing very fast, the nature of agents, which is going to use large number of tokens, is increasing. For example, maybe a few years ago, if you were doing a research or you want to travel somewhere, you probably go to your search application and try to search. You may do maybe 10 searches, 20 searches, 40 searches a day to get your travel plan done. Today, you just need to do a voice command to an agent and say, I want to make a travel to a specific country. Or I'm trying to research on such a topic for a student. Now, as you give voice command or even a text command, the agent's going to call multiple agents, AI agents. And these AI agents will go and swarm in parallel, collect information that you need. It brings it, it thinks, it critiques, and then it analyzes It reasons by itself and gives you the best itinerary for you to travel. It gives you the good recommendation that you want for the research that you are doing. Now, these agents will use multiple tools. Now, the number of tokens being generated by these agents, not anymore small number, not the 50 searches. Each and every agent can do for example, if you're doing a 50 search in a day, but agents can do 50 searches in a couple of seconds. So number of tokens required to do the same search few years ago, it is incrementally grown to millions of tokens under 1 second. So because of this multi-agent communication, we need an infrastructure which is able to handle all these agents. Imagine we put these agents into the hands of farmer, into the hands of fishermen, into the hands of SME, to the students, to the businesses and so forth, empower them with capability of AI so that they can increase their productivity, they increase quality of work, increase the product capability that they are building. This is the era we are in. So each and every agent going to need different capabilities. In this chart, just to share with you, before 2025, there is a number of codes being uploaded by developers. You just take one example. So before 2025, if you can see the GitHub codes where every developer will be putting their code into a GitHub locations. These are shared locations. Now, post-2025, the amount of code contribution has gone up tremendously. Why? Because each and every developer has been assisted with a coding agent. Because of that, you can see a superhuman capability to develop codes in a very fast manner. Now, the same superhuman capability, we can bring it into every sector. AI is not impacting only the software business or IT industry or engineering. It impacts every sector in every country, including in Thailand, including in the area of agriculture. So this is the moment, that's what I said, it is once in a lifetime opportunity for us to embrace AI, help us to transform the business and bring it to the next era. Now, it brings huge economic potential. Today, AI is empowering countries' GDP. The GDP of a country depends on AI. Same goes to Thailand. So it is very, very essential for Thailand to invest in AI, regardless whichever industry you are, whichever businesses that you are run, it is very, very important. It is empowered by AI. We have seen a lot of information, a lot of report sharing. Productivity gain has been seen, regardless it's a government sector or in academic area or businesses or SMEs, all of them seeing the value of having agents as a coexisting entity together with a human to execute their task. Now, if you can see, AI is a 5-layer cake, or we call it 5-layer stack. And fundamentally, Delta is one of our strong partners globally working together on the base layer, which is energy. Energy transforms, energy powers. In order to generate the tokens that I'm talking about, which is in billions or in trillions, for every country to generate as they being used by SMEs and every developer, you need to have a sufficient energy coming in. And this energy being used by our processors. NVIDIA is a world-leading AI compute solution provider. So we have complete stack. Chip is one of the very important components where every nations are empowered, given we are in the journey together with Thailand as well. We provide this chip. This chip needs energy. Then you put together into a infrastructure. This is what we call it the data center, where the cooling is critical. There must be a sufficient area where you have energy being harvested from multiple sources. And if it is environment-friendly energy, for example, it could be from hydro, it could be from solar, it'd be fantastic. You put that together, the bottom layer of 3, which is energy, chip, and infrastructure, forms the hardware layer. Now, hardware layer alone does not transform economy. As what the minister said, he wants to make sure Thailand is able to export AI. So for the last two layers, which is the what we call it as the models and applications are very important. Today, people don't write just Python code and then upload the code. Today, codes are written by agents. Agents are assisted by, or powered by, guided by human. And these humans are the one who are actually designing the model, developing the model, right? So NVIDIA has been working closely with the model builders in the country so that you can develop your own local model, meeting your nuances, culture, needs, and understanding the needs of the people, the needs of the businesses, so that you have localized version of the model that you can develop and deploy. The model then must be deployed across different verticals, different industries for specific applications. The application could be as simple as in agriculture space, the farmer who may not able to have time to type the text, but he can talk, which is the text-to-speech, for example, or speech-to-text, another example. Videos now can be analyzed and understood by models, AI models, which you call it VLM, visual language models. ALM is for audio language models. So having the model transformed into an application can help and assist every businesses. Now, AI is an essential component of the entire economy. So it is imperative for every business in Thailand to embrace AI, bring AI into the workflow, into the workforce, educate the talent, educate your employees so that they know how to use, regardless whatever the skills that they have, you can able to improve their skills by having training, courses, and so forth, which we can work together. And NVIDIA have ecosystem that we are building in every country, including in Thailand. We are working with the most important universities over here. We work with the different ministries to help them to upskill with our workshops, boot camps, and so DLI, and so forth. Now, once you have the workforce which is ready, working together with industries and learning how to use, then you can actually develop your own applications using the models. You can deploy, you can even develop your own models that you can export to other countries. You can export the application to other countries. Now, with data sets, with talent and compute, which comes in terms of a data center which is available, including in Thailand, it actually allows you to bring all the solutions to empower Thailand's economy and also into world's economy. As I shared with you, this requires AI factories. The scale where the tokens are being generated in hundreds of trillions in a minute, an hour, requires infrastructure in the country. So that's why NVIDIA brings solution to every country in the scale of AI factory. We are not anymore, companies and countries are not setting up with 1,000 or 2,000 GPUs. It goes to hundreds of thousands of GPUs, right? That's a scale that every country needs. It's same like your telecommunication infrastructure, same like your water infrastructure. You need AI infrastructure in every country. NVIDIA cannot do this alone. We need the entire ecosystem together to make this successful. Delta is one of the example of a leading partner. If you see every GPU that we put together, the rack, MGX rack, which is outside that, if you can see, there are multiple servers. There's the switches, InfiniBand connectivity, Ethernet connectivity put together. That needs hundreds of thousands of parts. That means we work with hundreds and thousands of companies across the globe, locally in Thailand, put that together. That forms the AI factory, which empowers every nation. And to do this, it is a very complex design. We have GPUs, we have CPUs, we have DPUs, we have network connectivity, and so forth. As I shared earlier, there are thousands of parts that we need, hundreds of thousands of parts we are putting together. NVIDIA pushes the boundary of AI, designing the right architecture, putting all these components together to power the AI factory. Now, we are committed in terms of building the next generation AI architecture and bring that together along with our partners. And our architecture provides the best power-efficient solution to produce these billions of tokens or trillions of tokens. And if you can see, one rack of NVL72 has a different type of capabilities. For example, NVFP4 is an inference capability, how we are bringing in the capability of lesser floating point instruction to generate tokens. that empowers the entire rack to be much more productive. It can create more tokens. I'll share with you in the next slides. Now, as we design, we are seeing agents are consuming more compute. And for agents which can run in parallel, and some task is actually sequential. For that, we need a powerful CPU. That's why we have a Vera CPU that we have launched, and the CPU works together, and it actually works together between the GPUs and DPUs and other network connectivity. So we have continuously working with our ecosystem partners, continuously working with many of the developers, experimenting very closely how can we support this agentic AI wave. We have seen it's not only cloud is going to be important, it's going to be the workstation, it could be the edge device, including your phone, going to collectively work together to generate these tokens. That means in a government sector, for example, government may have their own data center, which is dedicated for their own. They will have every employees have their workstations. Their laptops will be powered. They will have mobile phone communicating to each other. So all these going to work in harmony to generate the token that they need so that they can work efficiently. And NVL72, for example, Vera Rubin, our latest chip, is capable to produce the most number of AI tokens that you need compared to the previous generation, regardless the application, whether chatbot, or it is a voice bot or reasoning bot. If you can see, it gives you 10x better performance versus our previous generation of architecture, which is Blackwell. So this is ideal and very, very important for the agentic-based AI economy. Because as I shared with you, it's not anymore one agent per person. It is multiple agents are working together. So we want to make sure the cost of, or the economics of tokens, or I call it token economics, meets the need of the industry. So more number of tokens generated with less power, with less compute, so that you can produce more applications, you can produce more software, more libraries, you can increase the deployment of different type of workflows with better and the best compute architecture that NVIDIA provides. And this is done by using we call full stack solution from NVIDIA, all the way from the hardware layer to the software layer, libraries and framework to empower every developers, researchers in the country. And this is just an example of how we have our own architecture that we share with everybody. You can deploy your AI models in an easy way at a scale of large number of tokens, and AI agents can be deployed by using NVIDIA's architecture. The entire software framework is given. We are working in this country, in Thailand, to share with every companies, every developers to embrace this as well. And in order to help, NVIDIA is investing heavily to build open model. So we provide the model, we provide the data set, we provide the weights, everything is open so that every country, every nation can take the models and deploy in their infrastructure. The objective is to democratize AI by bring models into hands of every nation, into hands of every developers, every enterprises and so forth. They can build their own models and applications. So this is made available by large number of models across different verticals. If you're working on bioinformatics, we have BioNemo as one area. If you are looking at in terms of agentic AI, Nemotron is a list of models that we have. If you're looking at a physical AI, which is robotics now is transforming, we have a Cosmos is another series of models. So we have models for all, LLM, VLM, ALM, and so forth. We're making available free. And we have more than 400 over applications we are sharing with you. So NVIDIA is not only a chip or hardware provider. We give total solution for everybody, including the software component. Now, call to action. This is very, very important. All of us together, NVIDIA, Delta, and the ministries, the developers, the enterprises must work together as a one collective ecosystem to help the country, to help Thailand, so that we can transform. So it is the time to build AI nation in Thailand as well, so that every nation can grow and benefit from the prosperity of AI, so that the whole civilization will get benefited from AI. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause, please, for Dr. Etikan for sharing your insights with us. Please kindly remain on stage. We have a special token of appreciation to present to you. And without further ado, I'd like to warmly welcome back Mr. Victor Chung, CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand, to kindly do the honor to present a special souvenir to Dr. Etikan Kandasamy Karupia, Director and Technologist for Asia Pacific South at NVIDIA. Thank you for sharing your remarks with us, underscoring the need for efficient use of energy, responsible innovation, and closer collaboration which is needed to support Thailand's transition into the next era of AI. So thank you very much once again. And also many thanks to the CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand. Proceeding to our next special address, ladies and gentlemen, and this topic is titled Day Zero of the AI Revolution. So it's a great pleasure to welcome a leader of another global technology powerhouse who shares perspectives on the shift towards AI-first enterprises and how companies, how organizations can redefine their business for this new era of AI. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to warmly welcome Mr. Anothai Wetiyakon, Managing Director and Technology Leader of IBM Thailand.
สวัสดีครับ Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and honor to be here with all of you, and thank you very much, Delta Electronics Thailand, for inviting me to be part of this remarkable event. And I think today gives us a great opportunity to look ahead, preparing your respective organization for a transformation that's already underway. If you look back a couple of years, I think one topic that determined the business and technologies, AI. However, the conversation has changed. The question is no longer what AI can do for us. It is now who will lead and who will be left behind. Some organizations already creating a real value from AI, but many still trapped in pilot project and the experimentation. The differences is not because of the budget, talent, or the size of the model. It is mindset. So do we see AI as a tool for efficiency, or we are going to use it as a foundation of the new operating model for business? An organization that already pulled forward, they are not using AI just to improve some of the business processes. They use AI and place the AI at the center of the enterprise, transforming the way of work, creating a new business model, improving the customer experiences, and creating a new source of value for their business. So we call them an AI-first enterprise. And today, the theme that I would like to explore is Day Zero. A Day Zero means the old world is beginning to give way to the new one. But the rule of the new world haven't yet been fully written. So any decision we make as a leaders and organization today will determine who will lead, who will follow, and who will be left behind. So let me bring you back to several defining moments in history. So before a first industrial revolution, only few people understood that the steam power would become permanently transform manufacturing, reshape the global economy and geopolitical power either. And before the internet, right, many businesses view computer as a tool for computing, calculating, processing, and storing the data. And before the smartphone, only few people recognize that this one device could become a bank, our classroom, our office, our marketplace, communication platform, or even, I would say, almost every aspect of our life. In every major transformation, there's a point in time where the new technologies appear to be an optional. until one day is become an infrastructure of our world. So I think this is an exciting time, right, for all of us here to see a lot of new technology that is coming and will change the way we work and how we operate our business. So let me begin by sharing with you that I believe the profound transformation is just in front of us now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at day zero of the AI revolution. Technology in the past primarily helped us do a familiar thing faster, more efficiently, or even at a lower cost. But AI is different. AI start to do something that been recognized uniquely as a human capability, such as understanding the languages, creating the content, coding the software, analyzing information, reasoning, making decisions, or learning from experiences. That's how AI is doing today. AI is continue to evolve from a tool to the coworker, and from the coworker to a digital workforce. But the key point is that we are not just adding another technologies to our organization, but we are changing how organizations learned, making decisions, operate, and creating the value. So day zero doesn't mean that an AI just beginning. AI has already begun, but it is mean a major structural shift for the business and society is just in front of us. Many organizations start their AI journey through a pilot project, such as chatbot or low-risk kind of use case. Those is often very useful. However, the values or the benefit that we've got from those projects may be a little bit limited. The differences between an organization that marry experiment on AI with those AI-first enterprise can be very different. And the analysts expected that by 2030, those AI-first enterprise will be able to achieve up to 42% of the productivity gain. So what's that mean? So if your organization is able to achieve that level of productivity, while the others company in the same industry as you couldn't scale AI effectively, your cost to serve will be much lower, right? Your speed will be greater, and your competitive advantage could be significant, right? That's why we have to move from the experimentation now to the integration, and then from the integration to a transformation. The integration means to connect the AI with your enterprise-wide environment, from your data, from your application, your workflow, right? Your automation, your governance, your people, and the skill. This is how AI could make a lot of benefits for an organization, right? If we able to do that. Transformation go further. It's going to redesign your business, your operating model, that having AI as a core engine of the operation. For a transformation, many organizations need to pass through several stages. They may start by implementing a so-called manual workflow, and then they introduce an AI, right, to augment some of the activity to improve employee productivity. And then they can move further to optimize the existing workflow more extensively. So most advanced organizations move further still to redefine their business, right, with using AI as a core. Today, most of an organization still remain in step 1 and 2. Some actually, advanced organizations move already to step 3 and 4. And those AI leaders could be able to achieve at least 150% return on AI investment greater than those that still in the early stage of the adoption. So we really need to move very fast now from the first step to become the AI first enterprise. So let me switch the gear a little bit to something more interesting. The clearest signs of the transformation, is the scale of investment that's flowing into a data center, cloud infrastructure, and AI infrastructure. I believe many of you have seen some of the headline news, right? Just early this year, the investment projection is about 90% year on year in terms of those investment. But just mid of this year, with the latest assessment, the investment actually growing up to 150% year on year. And this number is extraordinary, right? And, many organizations actually leveraging this, and Thailand is also aligned with, this trend. Last year alone, about 36 projects has been approved on AI, cloud, and those data center infrastructures, and estimated about 700 billion Thai baht of investment. So this year, if you see the latest news, it's about 50 projects that has been approved, and we are seeing the investment approaching to 1 trillion Thai baht very, very soon this year. That is enormous. It is making Thailand as a major structural shift and position our country as one of the important regional hub of the AI infrastructure. And I believe Delta Electronics is very well recognized this trend. Because, in every investment on data center and AI is not just buying a GPU. Every dollar spent on the computing technologies, you need to invest on power system, cooling system, energies management system, power distribution, right? Backup system, sustainability, and so on and so forth. And that is a really exciting time, right? While we see those investments growing, this layer of investment will continue to grow along with them. I switch gear a little bit to something also very interesting. A lot of organizations today want to scale their AI. However, they remain concerned on the trust. That's why the AI governance is extremely important, not just to, for the short-term demand creation or value creation, but also for the long-term sustaining it in, all the time. So AI governance is a high-level policy, is a principle, is a framework, while responsible AI is a journey in developing, deploying, and use AI responsibly. If this journey succeeds, you create something so-called a trustworthy AI. An AI that everyone can trust, right? Your employee, your customer, your leaders, regulators, and society are confident in it, right? And then it will creating adoption. And that adoption ultimately will creating the business value. So we have to ensure that we build trust at the very beginning of the AI journey. While we drive the advantage from AI, it has to be remain explainability, transparency, security, accountability, right? And those stuff is so important as well. Another exciting thing that's coming up next is quantum. Many of you have heard about quantum. Have said before that AI is help us transform the way we work, but quantum computing will allow us to move further beyond the boundary of what classical computer can do, right? AI is very effective, right, in learning from the existing data and identify the best outcome from the information available. But still a lot of problem is too complex, right, and significantly difficult, even with the most powerful supercomputer that we have today on Earth. So, for example, like molecular simulation, highly complex genome sequencing, material science, material innovation, drug discovery, precision medicine, right? Those like complex optimization, optimizing power and energies, supply chain network, even on sustainability. So quantum will not replace AI. Likewise, AI also will not replace quantum. In the future, there will be the convergence of all three: quantum, classical computers, and AI that working together. So we can expect a next couple of years to see an early stage of quantum relevant services, right? And that will count another day zero of the quantum journey. So we call it the quantum decade. Very exciting moments ahead of us. IBM is actually invest on quantum 40 years ago based on our capability of the semiconductor. A company that invests on something for 4 decades, long before, a clear commercial part is more than just belief, is passion, is conviction, and our commitment to these technologies. And if you can see here, 10 years ago, we come up with only 5 qubits, which is nothing, but it's a great start. The year after is about 30 qubits, which is equivalent to just one modern notebook. And 2 years later is approaching about 50 qubits. That equivalent to just one frontier computer. We, beyond the boundary in 2022 when we launched 120 qubit. And you can see from the screen, 100 qubit equivalent to 10 trillion times of the frontier supercomputer. And we are now running at 156 qubit. Beyond our imagination, how performance we can get from this computing technology. So we have 2 big missions. One is bringing the useful quantum to the world, which you can see that a lot of advantage from molecular simulation on chemistry, petrochemical, pharmaceutical, healthcare, life science, to the machine learning, and also the optimization across from telco to energy system to logistic and distribution. Another mission is to make the world quantum safe, and I just want to encourage all of you to start looking at how to protect your organization from an emerging threat, which is the post-quantum cryptography. Let me switch gear a little bit from a commercial aspect to more meaningful, right? That quantum and AI work together to create something meaningful for people on the planet. Moderna and IBM Quantum Research is working together to simulate very highly complex molecular structures and the chemical reaction to enhance the mRNA vaccine, a so-called lipid nanoparticle, which is the microscopic carrier that delivers and protects mRNA vaccine safely to human cells. So this advancement could help produce the more efficient vaccine, right, with lesser side effect and can save millions of lives of people, right, with the emerging disease. Another example is Daimler-Chrysler, right, which is the parent company of Mercedes-Benz, working closely with IBM to do the very highly complex molecular interaction which couldn't achieve in classical computer, enhancing the lithium sulfur battery, right? Making it more high density, longer driving range, more sustainable, and that could be a future of electric mobility. Next is Cleveland Clinics is the very first healthcare institution that deploy a physical quantum on site. What they do is that they actually use quantum computer working very tightly with the high-performance computing to study and analyze the biomedical data, right, to actually uncover the biomarker of the epilepsy patient, so to see how they respond during and after the surgery. And this goal is to enhance the precision medicine and make sure that we have the right personalization treatment decision, and also quality of care and quality of the life. Even on the financial services, the HSBC used IBM quantum computing together with the classical computing to launch a so-called algorithmic bond trading, predicting which bond trade can be completely executed, and it is 34% accurate comparing to the pure classical way. And this is the early stage that we can see advantage of quantums against the pure classical. So many industries will get benefit, right, from quantum. I don't have much time to go through each of the detail. I think this is exciting time for us, where quantum and AI will work together and bring a lot of advantage, uncover a lot of things that we couldn't do in the past. And it is not just imagine, right? It is become real, especially here in Thailand. You can see from government sector, from academia, in terms of the workforce development, in terms of the research and innovation. And I think from now to the next 3 years, a lot of things will be happening here in Thailand to advance this technology. This is my final slide. Let me return the question back to the leaders in the room here. Throughout our history, many wield the technologies as a tool. Some of them have seen it as opportunity, actually, to create or redesign their future. The question is no longer whether AI will arrive. The AI is already here. But the question is, will we use AI as a tool for efficiency? Or we are going to use it, to create entire new business for all of us here? Will we accelerate the innovation while overlooking at the trust? Or will we going to build the trust at the beginning? Last but not least, will we wait for someone else to write the new rule of the new world? Or we are going to be the one who help shape this rule with the uprising AI and quantum technologies. So day zero doesn't mean that AI just begin. It means this is the day that we have to decide how we are going to respond moving forward. So ladies and gentlemen, this is day zero of AI revolution, and the futures begin now. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you very much, Kunonotai, for your insights. Please kindly remain on stage. We have a special token of appreciation to present to you, and to do that, I'd like to invite Mr. Victor Chung, CEO of Delta Electronics Thailand, to please come up on the stage to present the special souvenir to the Managing Director and Technology Leader at IBM Thailand, Kunonotai Wetiakon, who has shared a lot of his views, showing that becoming an AI-first enterprise is not simply about adopting new tools, but about transforming workflows and redefining how businesses operate. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And we'll take a quick coffee break, ladies and gentlemen. How about a 10 minutes break? The next session will commence at 10:50 a.m. We'd love to begin the next panel session promptly, so please enjoy the coffee and tea outside. And if you want to bring them inside this room to enjoy later during the panel discussion, that is mostly welcomed as well. And for members of the media, we'd like to invite you to a special interview session with Mr. Victor Chung, CEO of Delta, and Mr. Jackie Chang, the President and COO of Delta Electronics Thailand. The interview will be taking place in the Ume room, that is. And also during the break, please feel free to explore the solutions display, the exhibition itself, and capture a memorable photo at our newspaper-themed photo booth in the foyer as well. So do enjoy the refreshments, coffee and tea. Please come back inside this room at 10:50 a.m. for the next panel discussion. Thank you.
Delta is a global leading provider of power and thermal management solutions. Our corporate mission guides Delta's dedication to providing innovative, clean, and energy-efficient solutions for a better tomorrow. Delta serves customers and leverages global talent through its sales offices, R&D centers, and manufacturing facilities, spread over close to 200 locations across 5 continents. Our product portfolio has 4 major categories: power electronics, mobility, automation, and infrastructure. Power and Systems provides world-leading power solutions for AI cloud services, IT equipment, industrial and medical sectors, and consumer applications. Fans and Thermal Management features air cooling and liquid cooling technologies for AI data centers, AI edge computing, and the automotive industry. Components provides reliable and high-performance passive and magnetic components. EV actively advances powertrain systems, power management, and intelligent driving, all designed to international automotive-grade quality. Industrial Automation offers industrial control products, systems, and equipment, integrating AI and digital twins for smart manufacturing. Building Automation integrates lighting, environmental control, and AI surveillance, while connecting with urban systems to realize net zero through energy management. Data Center advances high-performance integrated infrastructure with diverse power and liquid cooling, enabling the AI computing era. Telecom Infrastructure delivers leading 98% high-efficiency power systems for telecom base stations. Energy Infrastructure includes renewable energy, hydrogen power generation, energy storage and charging, systematically powering smart grids. Display and Visualization leverages display expertise to enable industrial visualization and advanced projection applications. Our brand promise is smarter, greener, together. Integrating hardware and software systems, Delta has developed a broad range of solutions. Solution capabilities include AI containerized data centers for rapid deployment, as well as chip-to-grid power and liquid cooling for global cloud AI service providers. End-to-end smart microgrids with multiple energy sources for power resilience and autonomy. With expertise in smart manufacturing, we build custom physical-digital integrated solutions. Smart buildings with AI automation, balanced comfort, energy efficiency, and ESG. We apply advanced electric power technologies to green EV development and charging. Delta solutions are built on an intelligent, sustainable, and connecting approach to deliver value across industries. Our solutions enhance customer productivity, energy savings, and carbon reduction. Delta's own factories use renewable energy, smart manufacturing, and total quality management to create high-quality products and systems with the lowest carbon footprint. Delta has also built itself into a world-class corporate citizen by proactively implementing environment, social, and governance best practices. Delta leverages its ESG expertise to offer consulting services and fully integrated energy efficiency solutions, driving sustainable development and shared value. Our ESG and corporate social responsibility milestones are recognized by the world's most prominent organizations and standards. This is Delta.
With renewable adoption surging and AI accelerating power demand, maintaining that balance grows ever more complex. Delta enables seamless coordination from grid to load, delivering stability, efficiency, and resilience. As energy dispatch becomes increasingly dynamic, traditional rules no longer apply. Power now flows both ways, and orchestration defines the future. Delta moves beyond isolated solutions, transforming energy from an operating cost into a strategic advantage. We power an integrated energy stack, storage, fuel cells, SST, and solar, unlocking AI's potential and achieving true energy autonomy. For energy-intensive sectors, Delta enhances efficiency, turning cost into advantage through smart energy management. At the utility grid level, we integrate solar, storage, and hydrogen to fortify the grid. Excess renewables convert to hydrogen, delivering firm, sustainable power. As electrification accelerates, we deliver scalable charging ecosystems, powering every scenario from kilowatt to megawatt. With Delta Grid, we achieve real-time, intelligent energy orchestration. True resilience is orchestrated, the intelligence and precision to harmonize every energy source. Delta, empowering industries with smart electrification, and fueling the resilient, low-carbon grid of tomorrow.
In the age of AI, data center infrastructure demands unprecedented efficiency and sustainability. Explore the Deltaverse for data center solutions. Delta's integrated offerings are designed for diverse data center environments, from hyperscale cloud service providers and colocation to enterprise and telecom infrastructure, maximizing flexibility and efficiency. Cloud service providers prioritize scale and predictability. Energy systems define the foundation, from generation and storage to transformation and control. Delta delivers advanced power and liquid cooling solutions, enabling high-density AI deployments, optimized energy efficiency, and supporting net zero data center goals. Co-location serves multiple customers, each with different density, cost, and availability needs. Standard infrastructure supports general workloads, while high-capacity modular systems handle dense and dynamic demand, ensuring flexibility and adaptability over time. Enterprise prioritizes reliability and long-term value. Integrated infrastructure supports evolving workloads with stable, efficient solutions while enabling future growth. Telecom data centers focus on connectivity, resilience, and edge performance. In the 5G era, they enable high-speed, ultra-low latency services. Delta delivers containerized data center solutions, supporting AI RAN and edge deployments. 4 offerings, 1 architecture. With integrated solutions, Delta helps customers build sustainable AI data centers for a better tomorrow. Step into Deltaverse, an immersive, interactive exploration.
Delta is a global leading provider of power and thermal management solutions. Our corporate mission guides Delta's dedication to providing innovative, clean, and energy-efficient solutions for a better tomorrow. Delta serves customers and leverages global talent through its sales offices, R&D centers, and manufacturing facilities, spread over close to 200 locations across 5 continents. Our product portfolio has 4 major categories: power electronics, mobility, automation, and infrastructure. Power and Systems provides world-leading power solutions for AI cloud services, IT equipment, industrial and medical sectors, and consumer applications. Fans and Thermal Management features air cooling and liquid cooling technologies for AI data centers, AI edge computing, and the automotive industry. Components provides reliable and high-performance passive and magnetic components. EV actively advances powertrain systems, power management, and intelligent driving, all designed to international automotive-grade quality. Industrial Automation offers industrial control products, systems, and equipment, integrating AI and digital twins for smart manufacturing. Building Automation
session, which is our first panel. Our first panel discussion features an outstanding lineup of experts and thought leaders. But before that, how about we dive into our live poll? Because we have 4 polls, as mentioned. This will be the 3rd. And if you have your phones ready, scan the QR code and please share your thoughts with us on this particular question. How ready is Thailand's energy infrastructure for AI era? Is it fully ready, mostly ready with some gaps, significant upgrades are still needed, and the last choice is not ready yet? Your responses will help our panelists understand your key concerns and give them, a sense of what's top of your mind. So let's see how the figures and the numbers are moving. Is it going to be fully ready, mostly ready with some gaps, significant upgrades are needed, or not ready yet? Well, I hope it's not that one, the last choice. So giving you a few more moments as we announce the result of this poll, and then we'll lead you into the first panel discussion. We have 4 speakers to join us, and the topic is energy infrastructure readiness in the advancement of data centers in Thailand. All right, with that, we'll actually end this poll, we'll close this poll, and it is significant upgrades are still needed. Thank you very much for your participation. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite our speakers to the stage. Please put your hands together for Dr. Pongsak Krukanont, Senior Vice President of Decarbonization Technology at Global Power Synergy Public Company Limited. Please also welcome Dr. Kittipong Promwong, Executive Vice President at Bangkok Bank. Associate Professor Dr. Montri Wibunrat, Associate Dean of the College of Innovation and Industrial Management at King Mongkut's Institute of Technology, Lat Krabang. And finally, Mr. Sakda Saeung, Delta Southeast Asia Data Center Platform Head at Delta Electronics. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause to welcome our speakers? All right, and we do have the live Q&A coming up towards the end as well. You do have your badges, right? Do scan the QR code, type your questions. If you have any, submit them. And at the end of the conversation, if time permits, we'll be asking those questions to our panelists. Gentlemen, sawadee ka. Thank you very much for being here. It's lovely to moderate this session. For this particular discussion, we have 3 key messages, and in order to be able to hear everyone's perspectives, we'd like to invite our panelists to respond in turn from left to right, and we'll begin with a bigger picture now. So the first question goes for everyone on stage. As AI-driven data center energy infrastructure requirements evolving to support the high power density and also scalability? And what role does investment play in enabling this transformation? We'll go with Dr. Pongsak.
Thank you for question. To answer this question, we have to know how much high density power for data center. And the answer is around 100 to 300 megawatt power consumption for typical AI data center. This is equal to the power consumption of 200,000 residential. So such a high density power, if not mistake, Thailand have also the pipeline of data center that will consume up to 20 gigawatt power consumption. So energy infrastructure in Thailand, I believe that they need to improve in 4 major areas. The one is supply of the base load generation, especially for the utilization of the spare capacity, and also to extend the upcoming retirement capacity for transition period. And the second is a clear roadmap on the new capacity additional to the country. We hope to see this in the upcoming Power Development Plan or PDP. And third is about the local transmission line and substation improvement. As we are know today, connection readiness and timing is a real constraint. And the last one is the most important, is a regulatory unlock, especially for the independent power supply or third-party access that would allow on-site and off-site generation connect to the grid. Finally, I believe that both private and government agency needs to work closely in order to indicate the 4 areas. Otherwise, the scalability of the data center potential in Thailand would not be possible. Thank you.
So there are quite a lot of requirements needed there. Coming to Dr. Kittipong from the investment side, how do you see it?
Yes, I think the development of the data center industry in Thailand, Thailand probably has to answer 2 questions. The first question regarding the availability of energy, other resources like waters and so on. That's many people concerns about how can we make the supply smoothly and not affect other sectors or local communities. Those concerns are real, and I think need proper management and also proper policy and management. And I think we can manage that. But another question I think will be related to whether we can create, benefit, create value for the country, for the Thai people as a whole. For example, how can we have the way to promote local players, local SMEs, and other stakeholders to participate in the data center industry. So in this way, I think Thailand has to build up capability for example, SME to transform, to build up their capability so that they can capture the value, the spillover effect from data center industry. Examples, for example, if we think we talk about the energy, how can we make or promote our local firm to participate in energy technologies and so on, to be supplier for corporation or for power generation companies and so on. So this is from the investment point of view. I think we need to invest in terms of building up capability, especially in terms of technology and innovation, so that they can participate in the value chain.
And it grows together. All right, Dr. Montri, what would you add from the academic perspective?
Okay, let me remind you about 15 years ago when I started design a data center. 2 megawatt is very big when compared to that generation. But today, we talk about the AI data center. We're talking about at least 50 megawatt. That data center is bigger more than substation. That is another problem that happen. So we have to think about the smart grid between demand and supply. So supply in Thailand from the ERC, or we call Energy Regulator Commissions, they told us we have the reserve margin about 25.7%. I'm not sure that's true or not. That means we have that amount of the reserve margin for data center. I didn't talk about the EV yet, because 2 things go up very fast, data center and EV. Think about another 3 years, what will be happen on this country. Right now, we have problem about how we can push or supply the power from generation to transmission and distribution. Data center right now mostly on EEC. So the density of power is over there. So right now, many complain about the transmission line is already full. What will be happen if transmission line is full? Even though you have many power, you may not fit it in on that transmission line. So that question come up with many organizations that involve about this, like EGAT, MEA, PEA. So data center, right now, they think about location analysis, where they can have more power. Another problem coming up, water. We're talking about water. I write up one of my columns. It's amazing me. I write up about why data center, AI data center is consuming a lot of water. My column, we have about 30,000 people read on my columns. That means people interesting about the environment. So right now, data center become like not a good guy in the eye of the society. So let's think about it, how we can solve this problem together. I need AI, but we need to compensate something, okay?
Now, moving along to Kun Sakda, you're right at the heart of the data center infrastructure side. What changes are you seeing?
Yeah, the AI really drive actually the change fundamentally in terms of our data center designs nowadays. Like in the past, just now, Dr. Monti addressed, right? We are having data center in the range of like 1 megawatt, 2 megawatt that consider, I mean, in the past, like 8 megawatts considered big already in Thailand. But now, if you see a data center coming to Thailand, we talk about 100 megawatt, we talk about 200 megawatt. And I haven't touched on the GPU roadmap yet. As of now, the GPU that releasing from NVIDIA consuming approximately 130 kilowatt per racks, versus in the past, we designed data center only at 5 kilowatt. It's already like almost 15 times of the power usage. However, if we look at the roadmap from the GPU itself, recently, just now we see the Vela Lubin that already consume 250 kilowatt per racks. It's almost double. And then if we look at next 3 years, that even increasing toward like 500 or 600 kilowatt per racks, or we look at next 5 years, become 1 megawatt per rack, incredible. So the increasing of the energy infra is not quick enough to catch up the trends of this power consumption from the AI. Basically what we see, the AI power consumption increasing more than 50% year on year. However, the increasing of the power delivery, just now Ajahn Monty also mentioned about the distribution, right? We address this question in Delta actually, whether it really from the power generation or from the power distribution. We find that actually power generation is sufficient, including the reserve power what we have, right? But basically, the issue is on the distribution. We also talked to the utility company. I have the seminar with them a couple months ago. This is also the thing that we together address, where when the utility company would like to invest in the power distribution, that a lot of kind of investment, and also require time to construct this distribution. But the construction time is not quick enough to catch up the trend of AI. I addressed like last month, I have the same seminar in Malaysia. I give the word that the changing of the data center nowadays is just like iPhone change the generation. It actually consumes the power like year on year more than 50%. So that, I mean, the energy infra need to catch up. Otherwise, that would be the short set in some area. And in Delta, as the energy infrastructure provider, we also look at the opportunity to integrate the other kind of energy sources like the battery energy storage solution at the edge of the power transmission. That also could help somehow to reduce this kind of the power shortage from the grid. And also we look at the on-site generation, like we are on like the new technology like a hydrogen technology as well, where we going to come to the market to be like you can create your own power at the site to use in your data centers. That's what we see the upfront investment like. We also need to plan the investment not only for today, but actually for next 5 years, where we see the energy trend increasing more than 50% year on year.
So with these data centers, we see that the opportunities are significant, but meeting the demand is obviously another matter. So let's pay some attention a little bit more towards the challenges. We come back to Dr. Pongsak, and of course we'll take turns to hear from other speakers on stage as well. From your company's perspective, what is the biggest challenge in delivering reliable and sustainable power solutions for next generation data centers? And also we'd like to hear about investments that are needed to support long-term growth.
I think based on our collaboration with data center, you may wondering what's the sense of urgency in terms of power supply. And the answer is not for having the green power supply, but it's the speed to have the reliable power supply 24/7 in order to turn the server on. And there are two major challenges also. Data center, normally they can ramp from low to 100 megawatt within milliseconds. So the national grid were not built to handle, accommodate the 100 megawatt spike in the long run and in continent load. And the second is the intermittency of the clean energy like solar and wind. Data center, they need firm dispatchable power supply. So there is a need for sure that battery energy storage would play an important role. And data center itself, they need to invest on site power conditioning and buffering system in order to have the grid stabilization. So what is the biggest challenge in my opinion? It's just a fundamental mismatch. How fast AI data center can build and how slowly clean energy infrastructure can be expanded and connect to national grid. Thank you.
Dr. Kittipong, what are your thoughts on this?
Thank you. Let me take a view of development of the data center industry and AI economy in a broad sense, rather than the limitation of the resources like power or water and so on. I think the big challenge is how can key players in the industry, in the supply chain, in Thailand, will have capability to create value from data center investment. So I think this is the big challenge, the transformation of enterprises in Thailand so that they can realize the benefit of data center and AI. So I mean that they need to transform themselves in many aspects, especially in terms of technological capability, in terms of management, in terms of talent that they should have. I made an analysis of about 3,000 firms in Thailand, most of them kind of SMEs. And we found that most of them not so much ready to transform themselves in this direction. So the challenge is how can, at the policy level of the countries, they can manage and help those enterprises in Thailand to build up their capability and participate in the development of data center and finally AI. So this is key, and that needs policy support, need assistance. For example, in Bangkok Bank, we also have a unit called TASK, Technology Assistance Services and Knowledge, to support enterprises in Thailand to uplift their technological capability.
So this is beyond providing just capital. Coming to Dr. Montri, what is the biggest challenge? What do you see as the concern?
Since we know the problem is data center, because right now they can give bigger, more than 500 megawatt, the distribution system cannot support. Why we think another way? So the transmission cannot support on this solution. So I may suggest, or I may writing many columns. If you go to Facebook, you're searching for data center university, that's my Facebook. You can read that all of the problem and solution inside. So right now, the old traditional infrastructure cannot support. We have to looking for the new infrastructure. We have to talking about off-grid. So when grid cannot support, so we go for off-grid. I may have a research about the small modular reactor that can support on this. Like we put the data center side by side with the power generation. Another solution we talk about SMR may take a long time. I can tell you maybe more than 10 years before we get the new set of the SMR to operation in Thailand. They have many concerns about SMR. SMR will be the answer in the future, but it's not short run because they have many regulations, many problems, blah, blah, blah. But another what is the fastest solution can support the data center? Some data center talk to me about 1 gigawatt. Yes, can be if you have power 1 gigawatt. So LNG will be another answer. So when you're looking for the gas piping map, cogeneration will supply the power to the data center. So that's why many data centers in Thailand right now inside industrial zone like WHA, Amata, Lojana, whatever, they have another power generation or cogeneration support. But PA cannot support you anymore because of if the demand bigger more than the transmission can support. So that's why the government launched the new direct PPA. some people ask me, I can tell you wind and solar is not the answer for data center because it's non-firm. Even though you have battery, that is the worst case scenario. So my suggestion, for another 5 years from now, we have reserve margin, only 25% of this country. That's all we have. If gone, it's totally gone. We have to build a new power plant. Who's going to pay for that new power plant? All of us here, your tax and my tax, going to pay for the new power. So another questions come up. The power that data center use should be equal to my house use or not? That will be another question. Thank you.
That's a big question here for us to find solutions to. Coming to Kun Sakda, can we actually achieve both reliability and sustainability at the pace where data centers actually demand is growing?
Yeah, actually, I think the biggest challenge is how to balance this reliability and also sustainability, because when we design data center, right, if we want this data center to be reliable, basically we decide to consume more power, to have more backup power, right? But we also look, just now I mentioned, the GPU or the AI change very quickly. What if we design a data center not efficient enough, we don't have the power to run that particular data center, right? That's why I say this too is quite a big challenge, because nowadays it's very difficult to forecast the AI demand. And the other thing that's going to happen very soon is that AI will drive the data center infrastructure to change, to transform from AC power to be DC power. So if we invest a data center today, we build a data center today, we should think it's not just for today. It actually how to make this data center to be able to support next 10 years versus the changing of the AI requirement. So I believe this most of the thing where the data center, the player or the operator or the designer now, so they need to look at that. Many one look at like a modular approach, right? Let's say now, so there many data center look at prefabricated solution, the power container solution, etc., to increase the scalability, modularity, so that they can make a change in the future. Delta also the one of providing this kind of solution to the market, and also adapting the advanced cooling technology like liquid cooling to help to reduce the PUE or to increase the efficiency of a data center, so that data center can use lesser powers. And last of the least, like I say, from Delta perspective, we also foresee the energy shortage in a data center will be happen sooner or later, right? So those energy infra solution like a BESS, like a SOFC, which is actually the hydrogen power solution, that's already been in our roadmap to support the future need from our data centers.
I see. So basically your perspectives actually resonate with what the audience thought in the live poll, that they said that obviously significant infrastructure is still needed as we go forward. So let's transition from challenges to solutions a bit here, because the important question is which ones are the most practical. Dr. Montri actually mentioned this already. This question is for Dr. Pongsak, Dr. Montri, and Kun Sakda. When it comes to technologies, we heard SMRs, and then there's hydrogen, energy storage system, and smart energy management. Now, these continue to evolve, but the question is, which solutions do you think will be truly practical when it comes to data center applications today? I'd like to hand over this question to Dr. Pongsak first.
Yes, I think we have to separate operational reliability and the future clean energy aspiration. Data center have two metrics that is non-negotiable. The first one is time to power, how fast the AI campus can become online. And the second is 99.9 availability. In order allow them to continue generate the revenue. Among the four mentioned technology as utility, we believe in three technology. First, start from battery energy storage. We believe that is truly practical today, as they can handle intermittency of the clean energy, as mentioned before. And second, I believe that nuclear SMR is like a long-term aspiration, in my opinion, but it could be potential be evolved, called behind the meeting, the co-location where we can build the SMR plant next to the data center in order to provide clean and reliability power to data center. And for hydrogen, for us, I think it's not practical today for a 100 megawatt data center due to the supply chain and the cost barrier. However, the hydrogen fuel cell like solid oxide using the national gas as a fuel would be one of the most promising technology to provide the baseload generation, provided that situation today when you order the gas turbine, you have to wait for 5 years. And the last technology related to energy management system, I think this technology is related to data center itself. They need to manage the dynamic AI load, and in order to smoothing the consumption, this will help to resolve the constraint of the power network today without waiting for the new physical construction. Thank you.
Dr. Mantri, would you like to elaborate a bit more on the practical solutions today?
Yes, as I mentioned, SMR will be the last one. I can tell you more than 10 years. Hydrogen will be another 8 or 10 years. Because we don't have the hydrogen infrastructure in Thailand. That's the big problem. And another question, how you can make hydrogen cheaper? What technology you have today? Electrolyzer. The cost of produce more than electricity. Why I use electricity directly is cheaper. So let me make a timeline for you to understand. I already mentioned 2 times already. This will be the 3rd time. We have margin reserve of this country about 25%. That means 25%, how long you can consume, maybe 3 years, 5 years, without you don't build any power plant. So that means in 5 years, you have to get new power in. And at the same time, in 5 years, they have many power plants obsolete. So that's the big question for this country to think about. So my idea, LNG may be the answer, because right now we have Mataput, Terminal 1, we have Nong Fab, Terminal 2, and we have Gulf and Parator, another one. So, but the bottlenecks, the pipeline for the gas is shortage. So we cannot send gas to the north of Thailand, or we cannot send gas directly to Isan. That's the thing we have to come back and then clarify what is our vision to this 5 year. Singapore is already stopped data center. Johor Bahru, Malaysia stopped already because of no more power. Another problem come up, no more water. That is the big question we have discussed. Maybe we have to waiting another generation of data center like IBM, they do about quantum. Quantum definitely consume less energy more than AI data center. How long you gonna waiting? I think you die before. Same as Malaysia and Singapore. So that's the big question we have to come back and discuss. So that's why we look at the problem in different angles. Data center, they need power, they don't mind where is the power come from. They're looking for green energy, where I can provide you the green energy. Ask me. That is another problem. BOI, okay, we need more customer. The NTBC, they need the regulations. That's the thing we have to come back and sit down as Thailand team. What the problem we have? What solution we have to go together? Otherwise, you go in different direction. All the problem have many solutions. All solutions have many problems. Thank you.
So we come to Kun Sakda. What is your take on this?
Yeah, I share my view from technology providers, right? It's just toward feasibility and practicality, right? So I look at this to change the technology feasibility to be practicalities, right? It also, we need to look at whether that kind of technology, when we invest, right, we see the return of investment or return of the economic scale of that technology or not. If you look at these four technology, energy management, smart energy management, there's no doubt actually we already use in data centers, right, to optimize the energy usage, no matter reduce the cooling use to control the chiller plant, etc. So there's already in use in a data center nowadays. I was in battery energy storage business since very beginning. It's very hard for me at that time, very challenged, because the cost of battery is still very high, right? So even the technology is feasible. However, look at the investment and return of investment. It doesn't see the point that's cross each other, right? But nowadays, because the EV drive the battery cost reduce that much, and we foresee the BESS become, we find out the point of the return of investment. So we see that also more practical to adapt this, the battery energy storage in the data center. And of course, now some of data centers start to look at this solution, not only in Thailand, but I also see in other countries as well. They even look at to use the battery energy storage to replace the diesel generators as the power backup system. So that's ongoing. SMR, like Dr. Monti say, right, it's feasible, but I believe to have people agree or adapt to use will take some more time in terms of the safety concern, environment concern. So I put that still feasible stage, but not in practicality stage. And the last talk about hydrogen. Basically, Delta is the one who is the pioneer in this, the hydrogen, the fuel cell technologies. So right now, we already at the SOFC, where we are using the natural gas to generate the power. And we see, because now Delta produce this fuel cell by ourselves, so we already see the point that the return of investment cross each other in next 2 years. So I believe not today, but very soon it will become more practical to adapt into a data centers.
Thank you so much for sharing your views. So those are some of the practical solutions and projects. In order to move forward at scale, it has to make financial sense. So let me bring Dr. Kittipong into the discussion. From the financial institution's perspective, what factors make AI and data center projects attractive for long-term investment? And what will investors be looking for in the next 5 to 10 years in Thailand?
Yeah, over the short term, of course, investors will look at the fundamentals like energy, other resources. In terms of energy, I think we talk about solution. Of course, I think the near term, nowadays and in the near future, LNG, I agree with Ajahn, that will be the major source. However, we have to look at also the security, energy security, and stability. That means we need to see the management of energy in terms of mixed sources. I would like to mention hydro, because hydro, is flexible. When you have exceeding supply, you could use electricity to pump water, store in the high place, and then when you need it, that you can make energy from that, make the electricity from that. I saw this in Luang Prabang, a large dam. Let's just mention the previous question. But in terms of investor, in the long term, what they will look for, I think they will look for not just only fundamental factors, but also they will look at the ecosystem of how can we develop data center and AI, in a full utilization. So this I think investor will interested in after this time. So they will ask whether Thailand has enough technical talent. They will ask whether local suppliers and service providers are developing, and whether there are strong connections among universities, industry, or research institute to build up capability, to build the favorable ecosystem in order to gain benefit from AI economy in the long term. So I think in the future, the investor will look at these kind of factors.
All right, the right technology, long-term investment. Ladies and gentlemen, time's actually up for the panel discussion, but as mentioned earlier, we should be providing some time for Q&A. So how about one question for our panelists to answer? So this question is from the audience. Are we setting up a proper end-of-life recycling process for all data center equipment related, such as batteries and power units? Who would like to take this question?
Okay, I will answer first. Data center lifetime is about 15 to 20 years, so main equipment will take longer. But for the IT equipment, it may lifetime about 4 years. So that means we have to prepare on this one. But I tell you, get rid of IT equipment is very expensive. So how we can think about in financial term, you export and let someone else take care of it. That is cheaper, but it's not fair for another country, right? So actually, I used to work for HP before when I was younger more than this.
You still look young.
So they have process, but process take time, can take a lot of money. So actually, I proposed, if you come with the data center, what is your exit plan? You have to tell us in proposal as well. Exit plan, it means you have to tear down your data center, keep your garbage out from this country. That would be a big issue, I told you, and cost a lot of money. When you calculation the TCO, total cost of ownership, disposal cost is very expensive, I told you. When you put in the equation, especially data center, just leave on this. Okay.
Would anybody like to add?
Yeah, I think for data center, right, to manage the end of life had been there for decades already on the power electronic portion, on the power equipment, right? Because those could be maintenance, could be replaced or they change out and then throughout this process. But I believe the challenge now is on the battery, because more and more data centers are now using the lithium-ion battery, where I think that's classical challenge, not only in data center, but also in EV car we are using nowadays. But the good point of the lithium battery is that the life degradation is not that quick as those in the past of the battery, right? They have the second life usage or those kind of thing where people still can use as a second life. However, to recycle or to get rid of the lithium-ion battery is still very challenging. At the end, after the second life, there's still a big question marks. Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for sharing those insights with us. That was an engaging discussion, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause, please, to thank our speakers here, Dr. Pongsak, Dr. Kitipong, Dr. Montri, and Kun Sakda. And next, we have a special token of appreciation to present to you. So please kindly step forward. And now I'd like to invite Kun Atithaya Surapan, the Thailand country manager of Delta Electronics, to please kindly come up to the stage to present a special souvenir to our distinguished speakers. Right at the center of the stage, please. As we heard interesting perspectives from our speakers, we now present to Dr. Pongsak Krukanon, Senior Vice President of Decarbonization Technology at Global Power Synergy Public Company Limited. Thank you very much. And we also have a special gift to present to Dr. Kitipong Promwong, Executive Vice President at Bangkok Bank. And after this, there'll be one group picture that we'll be taking together, and also a special memento to present to Associate Professor Dr. Montri Vibunrat, Associate Dean of the College of Innovation and Industry Management, KMITL, Lat Krabang. Thank you very much. And a group picture, please. I'd like to invite Kun Sakda from Delta as well to join us. The opportunity here we see is rather tremendous for the data centers, but realizing it to grow sustainably will need the right infrastructure, solutions, investment, and of course, collaboration. So once again, thank you so much to our panelists for sharing your insights with us, and a big round of applause once again, please. Thank you, and also thanks to Kun Atithaya for doing the honor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next we'll be exploring another crucial topic. It is how will industrial and building automation shape sustainable manufacturing in Thailand. We have a stellar lineup of speakers to join us in just a few moments. They'll be sharing their insights and vision on this very subject with us. But first, let's scan the QR code and we'll enter the fourth poll of the day. The question is, which benefit of industrial and building automation is most important for sustainable manufacturing in Thailand? So once again, I'd like to invite everybody in here to participate in this last poll. We have 4 choices: lower energy consumption and operating costs, high productivity, lower carbon emissions and environmental impact, greater safety, flexibility, and resilience. So let's see the results here, the outcome from the poll itself for this question. And it looks like it's going to settle at the first choice, which is lower energy consumption and operating costs. Well, thank you very much. That was rather interesting. And we've seen the top priority. Okay, so moving along to our next panel discussion. We're absolutely ready to invite our speakers to the stage. If you are, please join me in welcoming Mr. Buddy Cho, Executive Vice President Asia Pacific at Ally Logistics Property. Mr. Larry Wu, Vice President of Global and Multinational Customers Asia Pacific at DHL Express. And joining them is Dr. Prong Kongsato, Company Director and Chief of Staff and External Affairs at Lumentum International Thailand. Last but not least, please put your hands together to welcome Mr. San Lauha Kunlawut, Senior Manager of Industrial Automation at Delta Electronics Thailand. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And like the first panel, we have 3 main questions for you to share, and we will go in that order so we can hear everybody's perspectives from left down to the right. So beginning at where automation is actually creating the greatest value for manufacturers today. Our first question is directed at Dr. Prong and Kun San from Delta. So manufacturers continue to balance whether it's growth, efficiency, and sustainability. Where do you see the biggest opportunity for automation technologies to create business impact today? So let me ask Dr. Prong first.
Thank you very much. And this is a very challenging for the industry. Okay, I think at the beginning, a lot of the time when people talk about the growth, efficiency, and sustainability, we love to trade off among them. We never convert them, right? Because like if you want to sustainability, maybe we have to sacrifice some of efficiency. Also, if we want to have the growth, we forgot about the sustainability, right? However, the technology nowadays is changed. The change is that, I give example, like a lot of the time when we talk about the data center and AI, we talk about the power consumption. The previous sessions already mentioned about a lot of the consumption of the electricities. The Lumentum is a good example. Lumentum is doing the products related to the light. So basically, we can manipulate, we can help the data center manipulate the transaction with less energy, while still be able to maintain the same speed or even more efficiency, right? That is technology-wise. But when we talk about the manufacturing or automation itself, right? First thing, I think automations will help in terms of the yield and the process consistency. Why? That is very important. The reason is that we know that in manufacturing, we have to run through a lot of the process step. Through that process step, if we have very high yield and the first time quality, it means that at the end, you don't have to repeat the process. We don't have to rework the parts. So that is part of the sustainability. A lot of the companies start to design in with the first pass yield or the first pass quality. Everything lead to efficiency using the automation. So that is the first one. The second one is related to the human capitals. A lot of people say that automation will replace the people. But in fact, it's not true. We have to upskill our operators so that they can handle, coexist with the automations. That is the most important efficiency driven through the innovations. And the last one, I think the most important is that when you look at the whole infrastructure in the manufacturing, energy and the utilizations of the utility is the most important one. How we use automation to capture not efficiency, but the variable in operation. I think variable is the waste in operation. If we want at the right temperature, we should not exceed, we should not use less. If we have the times that we have to produce, we got to make sure that the uptime has been efficiently used all the time. So it is not about efficiency of the operation, but how we use automation to help manage variable during the operation. So I think that is at the end, I think that is the key one that automation could help in terms of sustaining growth and efficiency.
Let me go to Kun San. What's the biggest opportunity? Where are you seeing the quickest returns?
Okay, for the industrial automation perspective, I think talk about the efficiency and the sustainability. So the efficiency, we talk both of these. I think the automation can be supporting both of these sides, like sustainability and the efficiency. So the efficiency is talk about how to improve the productivity and the quality. So the automation itself doesn't create the smart manufacturing, but it talk about how to implement, how to use the data to help for the decisions, and also the improving the productivity and the quality at the same time. But the automation also is talk about the sustainability. The key of the sustainability now is we need to reduce the energy consumptions, reduce the downtime, and also reduce the waste. So it's like Dr. Paul mentions right now, so we are talking about the ecosystem should become at the same vision. So not only to producing more, we should talk about how to producing with the smarter, cleaner, and together, yes.
All right, we'll broaden the conversation now and hear from everyone on our next question. Today, technologies such as smart surveillance, the intelligent building systems, and energy management are becoming part of the modern manufacturing. What impacts are these technologies creating in factory operations? Mr. Buddy.
Thank you. First of all, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you, Delta. And I'm Buddy from ALP. So first, I'd like to make a statement here. Okay, I actually done some homework for today. So for us, we think the factory of the future cannot operate in isolation. Sustainable manufacturing requires an intelligent ecosystem connecting production, buildings, energy, and logistics. So this is very important. Okay, and for us, at ALP, we are looking for automation for the future. So, like Jensen Huang said, going forward, power is very important. And it's even more important than GPU and CPU. And for Delta, we are probably the best of this for power system in the world. So in order to support the growth of future, we think ecosystem is a very important sustainable supply chain behind. And we need an infrastructure that is able to support such growth. So this is probably my point of view for this question.
Mr. Larry?
All right. Okay, so these technologies make us to see the problems earlier, to respond faster and make a better decision. For example, smart surveillance make our people safe because we believe in people first, because our people strive the quality and growth. So smart surveillance also make our customers' products and also shipments secure. Smart buildings optimize the energies, the coolings. So this is really happening here already in Thailand. For example, in our sustainable logistic hub in Bangkok, the solar panels, the cooling systems, the management systems are actually all connected. Bangkok is our regional hub in Asia. So the cameras and also the automation systems and also the X-rays, they are all connected. So all these systems are already connected, the products of our customers, the informations to the rest of our global networks. So my takeaway is don't count on the number of the cameras and sensors you have, but let's count on the problems and also the solutions we can predict. Thank you.
Thank you. Proceeding to Dr. Brown.
Firstly, when we talk about the smart surveillance, we always talk about the security at the beginning, but actually it's not that true anymore. The safety and also the process intricacies could be something that we can look at the smart surveillance. Right? If you take a look that anything could go wrong, which you think can be protecting people, protecting the assets, and also catching the process deviations. That is the thing that intelligence or the smart surveillance could help. Something that I saw the application of the Delta in front is a good example that, okay, how we can monitor our operator in the productions that doing things correctly or anything deviation from the standard operating procedure. The second one is the intelligent building system. This is a lot of people don't aware that in the high-tech industry, we would like to control temperature, humanities, and also so many things, right? That is the fundamental of the process control and the quality control. And by having the intelligent building system, we could have the real-time monitoring. We could sense something could go wrong, not yet go wrong, but could go wrong. And that is something that we can prevent the thing unexpected. And at the same time, it helps us in terms of preventive maintenance. And lastly, the energy management itself also help us in terms of the cost control, right? If we have the precision measurement, if we have the right way of measuring, we have the very cost control. I look at the overall is that if we have the good infrastructure, it's like a nerve to the system. It's a nerve to the factories so that we can sense, we can understand, and we can react fast to those kind of the thing that change. So I think this is something that operation also looking for.
So we see significant impacts. Coming to Kun San, what technologies are making the biggest differences today?
Okay. The energy management system is the starting point for the modern manufacturing is right now. So according to the energy management is the starting to monitor what is our load demand via consumptions in our manufacturings. So we do the energy consumptions for the end of the day. The achievement, we are looking for the net zero or the carbon neutrality. So for example, like Delta, we do have the power meter, we have the inverter, we have the efficiency motor, including with the software facility management to see monitoring and the control. And then we do the energy management for the smart manufacturing in our site to be the path of success. Yeah.
Now, definitely with smart operations, we see efficiency and performance being improved, but for many companies, they are having bigger ambitions, that is moving towards carbon neutrality. So this next question I'd like to ask our panelists on the stage, as more organizations are committed to carbon neutrality, from your perspective, what are the biggest challenges companies face in turning these ambitions into reality? Back to Mr. Buddy.
I think the key words, thank you, is, we want to make things simple, smart, and sustainable. Okay, so for example, what we do at our Omega Bangna is that we have a lot of things that cater to such need for infrastructure. So, together with Delta, we're trying to foster an ecosystem that will serve the industry that requires such support. So I think going forward, from what I know, actually in Thailand, the country had a very strong manufacturing power. So it's a matter of, how the accessibility of to this sustainable strength, from the common industry here. Okay, so with Delta and together with every other industry here, we try to find ways to make things simple and make things sustainable and create the accessibility for all the industry, to achieve such common goal. And I think this is very important.
Kun Larry?
Thank you.
For me, the biggest challenge is that we're moving from what we can control to what we need to influence. Why do I say that? Scope 1 and 2 are company controllables. So our factories, our buildings, the vehicles, and the electricity we choose and use. But Scope 3 is complex because Scope 3 involves from upstream suppliers all the way down to the customers. For manufacturers, Scope 3 accounts for 60 to 80% of the carbon emission. So Delta actually provides a very good example. So Delta started the green journey early, but Delta go beyond its own operations. Why do I say that? Because Delta actually work with the suppliers and also the customers on carbon measurements, improve the energy efficiency, and also on carbon reporting. The second challenge I'm seeing is on SMEs, small and medium-sized customers. Most of the customers, they want to act, but they don't have the people, the skills, and also the right resources, and the data. So my proposal is that work with the partners who really focus on sustainability, because the partners is able to provide you with the accurate carbon reports. The partners are able to sign up for things like sustainable aviation fuels. So that will eventually reduce your Scope 3 emissions. So Scope 1 and 2 is all about the control, and Scope 3 is about collaborating with your right partners. Thank you.
Now, let me turn over to Dr. Prong. What do you see as the biggest challenge? And of course, in order to reach this goal, how are you helping drive this ambition?
Yeah, I think this is one of the toughest questions that we have. Right? I think every company have ambitions on putting into the carbon neutral or zero emission. Like our company in Thailand also committed to that by 2030s. Right now, we are also 100% renewable energies, right? But like mentioned, Scope 3 is the most difficult one that we are doing. However, let me spend more time on this one because there are 4 elements that what I'm thinking as the practitioner who work on this arena in the past 5-6 years. The first one is that the challenge in the ambition into the reality is about the regulatory and the market access gaps. Right? I think we have to admit that now the world is evolving. This is news. So the regulatories and also the definitions of the markets, what is the clean, what is the near clean, is something that we don't yet clarify, right? For example, some of the definition for Lumentums that the company we work for, we talk about the clean energies should come from the wind, the solar farm, hydro, but less than 15 years of the company. If more than 15 years, we don't cover it, right? That is still moving in terms of regulatories and the way we have the market access to the country. The second one is about the financial gaps. This is something I see, and we have to admit it as well. The reason we talk about the financial gap is the times and the costs are mismatched. If you want to invest something in terms of the sustainabilities and especially carbon neutral goals, the investment is happening right now, but the return will be a long term. How can we make a good decision between committed to the near-term investment, but the impact will come maybe 20 years from now? Right? This is a challenge that we always see. The third one is the data gaps. The data gap is when a lot of people calculate the way that we emit. Right? I think that Thailand is doing a good job. We have the greenhouse gas institute organizations which help to harmonize the way we calculate. But I encourage everyone to participate in the way we define the greenhouse gas calculation emissions. But that is another one that once we have the same baseline, we can count in the same way. We still see the data gaps. And last but not least is the one that it's not the individual project like in the past, like you mentioned. It's the supply chain. It's especially if you want to go to the Scope 3, it's the whole supply chain. It's not one single company can handle this one. It got to be like the whole society connected together and drive for it. So this is a challenge that we have.
Kun San, Delta, you have your own roadmap, right? From net carbon neutrality to net zero goals. What challenges are you seeing?
Okay. Delta have the goal to achieve the RE100 within the year 2030. And we also have the goal to achieve the net zero in the year 2050. And also in this year, we also have the target to achieve our energy saving reduction for 6% compared to the last year. So I think the challenging for today is everyone should align with the same vision and direction. And then the second thing is about the team. So we need to have the delicate team and experiences and knowledgeable people to understand this and drive this to this initiative. Yeah. So.
Now, as we're still discussing, how much time should we allow for Q&A? But I was interested in what Dr. Prong actually said just now. It's the mindset that was a challenge you mentioned that has to be changed, because you invest now, but you have to wait years before you see the results. So that could perhaps be a cost barrier. Would you like to share with us how can we actually change that mindset?
I don't know. It's a very, very short answer, but a longer answer. Okay. Be that. I think like nowadays we need to start to look in other way. Let me answer in this way, so it could be the easier way. A lot of companies have to report the sustainability report. They have to publish a sustainability report, right? Don't let it just be a sustainability report anymore, right? We should be able to aggregate the automations, the workforce enhancement, the energy strategies into one system. It's one story. It's not like, okay, sustainability is one thing, productivity is one thing, the automation is one thing. Everything needs to be integrated, and that is the way that can compel very well that when we talk about sustainability report, the content in there is how we reflect our philosophy of how doing things by integrate everything for the sustainability of the world. I think that is what I recommended.
Thank you very much for those views. Now we have 2 questions from the audience, so let's get right into Q&A. The first question, there are still concerns about smart surveillance. Will this become a big hurdle for the advancement of the technology especially with AI enabled? Who would like to take this one?
Yeah, I can go ahead. Actually, this is quite straightforward. For us at ALP, it's important, at the beginning when you're doing the infrastructure, for example, AI infrastructure or logistic infrastructure, you have to design in advance so that we are able to use the technology that's able to handle such questions. For example, by now, there are a lot of technology which is available right now in the world. So it's a matter of to choose the right system for that environment, okay? And different industry may have a different manufacturing environment. So I would say the most important thing is how to connect and how to integrate the different system into one that is capable to handle all the different needs for your environment. But again, we want to make things simple and smart and easy for use and also sustainable in mind. So again, I think this is already there are already solutions now. Okay, and of course with Delta's assistant now, there are a lot of systems that actually we are using the Delta system that are able to handle such problems. So it's actually not a big problem now.
Would anybody else like to add? No? All right. Next question. Is it realistic to expect tracking of scope 3 to be accurate?
I think I can take that. Yes, the answer is yes, but it's very challenging. As I say, scope 3 is started from upstream suppliers, all the way down to the customers. Transportation is actually a big factor of it, but based on our experience for the last 10 years, it is possible. So that's the answer.
All right.
Very challenging.
I think DHL is the best in the world. I'm sure you guys can handle it.
Thank you, Bobby.
All right, with that, we end the Q&A. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for sharing your perspectives with us. It has been an incredible panel discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause to thank Mr. Buddy, Mr. Larry, Dr. Prong, and also Kun San. And we have a special token to present to you, so please kindly stand up, and as we refresh the stage and get ready for the group photo as well, I'd like to welcome back Kun Atithya Surapan, the Thailand country manager of Delta Electronics, to please kindly come up to the stage, and she'll be presenting the special souvenir for our panelists who took their time to be with us this morning and share their perspectives on the issue. So we're presenting to Mr. Buddy Cho first, Executive Vice President of Asia Pacific at Ally Logistics Property. Thank you very much. Next, may I invite Mr. Larry Wu, Vice President of Global and Multinational Customers Asia Pacific at DHL Express. Please come forward to receive the special token of appreciation from Kun Atithya. We also have a souvenir for Dr. Prong Pongsato, Company Director and Chief of Staff and External Affairs at Lumentum International, Thailand. And then we'll take a group picture together, inviting Kun San to join us as well. Kun Buddy, Mr. Larry, one final group picture before we let you off for lunch, and also to enjoy the exhibition outside. That was a wonderful exchange of perspectives this morning at the summit, bringing together manufacturing, technology, logistics, and industrial infrastructure. All that is part, very important, of Thailand's evolving industrial landscape. So, thank you very much once again. How about a big hand, please? Also, a big thank you to Kun Atithya. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's summit. Thank you so much for your participation. We hope you've gotten the knowledge as we explored how AI, electrification, and creating new opportunities can be done for Thailand, also increasing the need for stronger, smarter, and more sustainable infrastructure. Before you go, would you please kindly help me with the one last thing? That is, we need your feedback on the event today. So this QR is coming up on the screen right now. Do scan that, and it's a feedback survey. So we'd really appreciate your time. It takes less than a minute. So please kindly fill up this form, and it will help us create an even better experience for you in the future events. As you are right now filling up the survey, let me inform you that also we would love to help reduce waste and which you can also help us with that by returning your lanyard at the drop box. And the drop box is located at the registration desk. That's where you can also collect your souvenir from the staff at the registration desk as well. Now, if you're wondering where lunch will be served, well, lunch can be enjoyed at the Oasis Restaurant, which is located on the 6th floor. So today's discussions have actually showed us that technology alone is not enough. The next phase of Thailand's growth will also require responsible energy use, skilled people, talents, and close collaboration across sectors from public, private, and the government. All right, if you're done with the feedback, thank you very much once again. For now, do enjoy lunch, Oasis 6th floor. On behalf of Delta Electronics Thailand, thank you so much and hope to see you again in the future. Do have a lovely Friday and a wonderful weekend. I'm Honey signing off now. สวัสดีค่ะ
Delta is a global leading provider of power and thermal management solutions. Our corporate mission guides Delta's dedication to